Really? Fucking, as soon as I start. Dingo just snarting and snarling. I'm still mad at you, motherfucker. Because I can't leave the house anymore without him fucking peeing on the ground. Anyways. When it rains, it fucking pours, man. And not just dog piss. Lay down! I gotta get rid of the Integra. Gonna be having somebody come and look and see what the logistics of that is gonna be tomorrow. Got somebody coming to get all my scrap metal, all the old bicycles and the new bicycles. They all have to go. Landlord has said that if I don't get everything cleared out outside within 2 weeks, I'm getting evicted. Which really kind of sucks because half this shit in here isn't even mine. And I'm unable to contact my soon-to-be ex-wife, I suppose. Still kind of wish she would come to her senses, but anyways. It seems to me like the kids would be better off here still. I'd be better off with them still. I miss my girls. And I know how to, like keep them from getting pink eye. Yeah, Layla, my youngest, my daughter, has pink eye in both eyes, I just heard. And I'm sitting there looking at the projects that I helped Katrina do for school. These big science project things. She was so proud of her dad. And I was so proud of her. I never thought I'd be in a situation where I'm that parent who the children are being poisoned against by the other parent. But nonetheless, that's where I find myself. And now, I gotta go. I gotta get everything cleaned up. So, got $13.81 in the bank. Thank, thank you to Max, especially for coming so fucking hard with the cash. That actually allowed me to get back from New Orleans with like food in my stomach, and I got myself 4 packs of cigarettes. I was there. See, I left home about 5:30 in the morning. Didn't get back until 1:45 in the afternoon. So, what's up, James? I'm fucking stressing. Steve, the guy who dropped my motor in the car, is supposed to be coming tomorrow to take a look at the Integra to see if it's worth, you know, him putting it on a trailer and taking it away from me. He just needs to see what it's going to take to get it moved and everything. And I told him he can basically pay me later for it, because I don't want it to go to a fucking scrapyard. And the landlord's making me move the shed. I have to get rid of the shed altogether. And apparently this is something that I was already supposed to know. But I did not. I was not told that I was supposed to get rid of all that stuff. Now I got 2 weeks notice to do it. And I'm getting so broke it's scary. I had to shell out $500 to that landlord today. And thanks to y'all, I was able to. Once again, thank you for helping me not have a heart attack. Because, you know, like, I still stand by that I was not suicidal and that I did not need to be taken to a fucking funny farm. But there's been so much just going fucking wrong that I sometimes wonder, you know, how many more things can happen to where I just want to give up. I don't know. I'm just whining and bitching, I guess, because, you know, I've been homeless before. I guess I can be homeless again if I fucking need to be, you know? I'm just making the point of how much can one man fucking take? Don't I'm kind of like the live streaming demonstration of that. How much can one fucking person take live on YouTube? So I thought I got my AC fixed, but it seems like the Freon fucking leaked the fuck back out. So I had to sweat my ass off the whole way back here. It was working somewhat this morning though, so I was able to use the defrost. That was nice. It's driving in Louisiana when it's hot and humid. Get a little rain on your windshield. Get that funky fog in the air. And if you don't have AC in your car, you're not going to be able to see a damn thing. my AC working halfway decent this morning. It wasn't until this afternoon that it was just kind of like not blowing very cold at all. It was just a little bit colder than the outside air. Meant it was still useful, but yeah. So then I went and tried to recharge it when I got home. I tried to recharge it with that bottle of fucking R134A with the little nozzle on it that I had sitting over there. And that didn't work at all. And then next thing I know, I'm getting a chemical burn all over my fucking hand right here. It's feeling better now, but oh, there's a blister. Holy shit. Yeah, I was trying to re-spike it because the spike was fucked up, and the only way to undo it is just pulling that fucker right off of there. And that was a big mistake, because what I had ready to put that into did not fit. So it was like undo, try to redo it, and it's not fucking taken. And I just got cold Freon just going all over my damn hand. I'm pretty sure they shouldn't be selling that shit to civilians. It should be a professional only thing, but you know. Had to go in there and get another can. Went to AutoZone. $14.99 for a can with a stop leak. Forgot I haven't hooked up this thing to Wi-Fi yet. But anyways, so they changed the nozzle again from the last time. Only like fucking 5 years ago, I was just working on the AC, and they've changed the nozzle fitting again. I guess they realized that the way they had it wasn't fucking working very well. So I got my little gauge thing, and I'm sitting there trying to do it, and I couldn't fucking get it to work, and I'm sitting there getting all frustrated, and I go back in there, and I'm like, look, you sold me this, and you sold me this. Why don't they work together? Oh, you need an adapter. Oh, there's another new adapter you gotta get to put on the new can of RJ fucking whatever, R134A. So then it'll fit on the hose thing that we sold you. Well, why didn't you just sell me one of the fucking hose things that didn't need an adapter? Oh, you don't have those. Okay. I'm just using my old thing with the hose. And this little blue, looked like the top to a gas can thing. Just a little piece of blue plastic with threads on the inside and grip on the outside. And you put that on your bottle, and you put the hose thingy on that, and then, oh, look, my AC works again. And hopefully the stop leak will actually stop the fucking leak. Hopefully. And now I'm down to $13.81 again. Oh, joy. My dad sent me the money that I sent him yesterday because he did something wrong or something and wound up overdrawing his bank account. I sent him $57. Today he sent me 57 back. So hopefully the 1381 doesn't dwindle any further. I hope there's nothing else that I'm forgetting that there's like they're still gonna charge me for, and it'll like zero me out before the 57 hits. That would suck. Anyways, I really need one of these employers to call. I need to be doing some work before the week gets over, you know? I was really hoping they would hire me. Like, hoping I would get a call today. I did get some good news on possibly being able to sell all my fish tank equipment. That would be oh so lovely. I'm thinking about moving back to New Orleans. Joey said he'd hire me again. If I can get rid of enough stuff. And actually get some sort of visitation rights. You know, for the kids that I never threatened in any way. That are basically helpless without me. That need me to take care of them. Because that's what I've been doing for the past 8 years. I don't know how she doesn't know all the stuff that I did. All the stuff that I have done. But if I can't get visitation rights, I basically have to stay here until I can. Or until they get old enough to come see me on their own. I'll stay here just for that if I have to. If fucking Rip will let me. It's funny how he never has to repair anything around here. But I gotta keep it spick and span. Or get it spick and span in 2 weeks. Or else I'm getting evicted. That's just lovely. And of course, you know, I didn't move into this place to live here by myself to begin with, so it's all kind of overwhelming. Quite overwhelming. And my head's starting to hurt. Because I didn't eat anything proper for lunch. Damn it. I'm gonna make some fish and chips for dinner once it cools down. I got fish sticks. Oh, yum. Spent like an hour and a half talking to my lawyer today. Then I had to go get my medical records. You know, so I can prove that I'm not this, so that I can prove I'm not a schizophrenic, and neither am I. What? You have to be a schizophrenic. You chain smoke cigarettes while you do your live streams. Well, I also chain smoke cigarettes while I drive. But that's a habit that pretty much everybody who smokes has. Everybody smokes more when they drive. Oh, you think your wife's out to get you? Well, the last guy burnt alive in his sleep. And I think there was a guy before that that died in a car wreck. And, maybe it's just bad luck. Either way, I don't want to find out. I want to be careful. I want to not die. You know, the kind of thing that people who aren't crazy want to do. Go on living. What a concept. Now, I have said some, on this channel, before all this happened, I've said some stupid, like, fake angry suicide things, just trying to express how, like, shitty it is that Google has fucked over so many people and caused suicides. But I'm making a hyperbolic point about what YouTube suppression and Facebook shadow banning has actually done to this country. And yeah, I let myself feel it because, they're doing it to me too. And I'm basically the person who hasn't killed themselves. And I understand that. And it's good for me that I've been homeless. I've been starving to death on Christmas, Thanksgiving, and my birthday all in a row, with nobody calling on either day, any day. Even though I had the same phone number for 20 years. I can deal with some destitute shit, man. When I get hyperbolic, it's to prove a point. And every single time I allow myself to be hyperbolic, you can guarantee that that point has to do with a greater injustice. But you know what? I'm tired of being hyperbolic. I'm tired of being dramatic. I'm tired of feeding off of the drama and becoming the drama myself. I'm just done with it. But I'm still at that point where it's like, I had to get a medal for not being suicidal with all the shit I have to deal with. But instead I get locked up. Instead I can't manage basic communication function type things that like two roommates would need to do if they needed to not live together anymore. That's all I really want to be able to do at this point. Like, make sure they're taken care of. Not even allowed to do that. Thinking about paying 1995 to find out if anybody has a life insurance policy out on me. Because I genuinely believe that my death is desired at this point. That's what I was told. Not by me. Again, not by me. I'm not the one who wants me to die. And I, unlike somebody, have never, ever, ever threatened a child, any child, my child or otherwise. Except for maybe to say, I'm going to spank you like your mama should have if you don't stop that, or something like that. But not where they can hear it, just to make somebody else laugh. Like, went to a child and be like, I'm going to get you, or something. Like, really? No, I like to make people laugh. I see a child acting a fool in a public place, I'm going to lean to the next person. Boy, that mama needs to probably do what's that thing? Whoop them, yes. Back when I was a kid, they used to get whoopings. I make jokes about that a lot. My mom made jokes about that too. It pissed me off. I don't make jokes about that around my kids. My mom used to sit there and talk about how, like, she wishes she could punish us the way she used to be punished, with like a switch. And she would talk about like hanging us by our pinky toes and shit. Oh yeah, my mom was ruthless. I don't ever go that far, and I don't do that shit in front of the kids, man. The shit I've seen said in front of my children really makes me worry for them right now. But I wasn't the one saying it. And I've never threatened anybody about leaving me. Somebody cheats on me once and they expect me to trust them again. They should be okay with me threatening them should they ever cheat on me again. But for anybody to think I would carry out on such a threat is a complete misunderstanding of just who the fuck I am in general. I have always been way too forgiving of a person. I have demonstrated that time and time again. And again, I may have spoken hyperbolically in the distant past. But since things got serious and I was made aware how serious they were, I've been acting very seriously and purposefully and trying to be the man I'm supposed to be in every way that's humanly fucking possible. But some people want to expect too much from a motherfucker. And then you get beyond the realms of human possibility. And then people make some dumb decisions like, not being supportive of the future billionaire, then yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire. If I live long enough to get my shit done, if nobody steals it from me, I'm gonna be a billionaire. And anybody in that hospital I was in who wanted to hear about my inventions, what my wife's problem with me was, all of a sudden, since somebody happened to become single after being so happily married for so very long, I was trying to explain again and again, I've got probably up to $21 billion a year in patents sitting in a few notebooks. And I would give them each an example. And every single one of these people was amazed when I told them one of those things that I can't tell you on here. And I'm sorry, I can't tell you my patent because this is YouTube. That's why I'm always being hyperbolic and making funny faces and shit. Because it's YouTube. It's what you're supposed to do on YouTube. You be a drama queen, you know? You be as dramatic as possible. They love that shit. Don't you guys? I get paid to be a moron, live for your viewing pleasure. I get paid to inform and educate on some genuine topics, unlike a lot of YouTubers. But that's a different story for a different day. Right. No, but I'm sitting there talking to medical people about my medical patents, and they are literally all saying that they're going to keep an eye out for me because they know that it's going to get done. Either somebody else is going to do this or I'm going to do it. And it's going to revolutionize disease prevention. It's like hand sanitizer 2.0, okay? Only nothing to do with hand sanitizer, but yeah. Hand sanitizers, if you're not aware, have stopped the spread of diseases within hospitals by a pretty large percentage. I forget what it is. I think it's in the 60s. But yeah, that's what I do. A lot of market comparison analysis before I make a claim, before I even estimate a price, before I estimate a cost, before I estimate a markup, before I do anything regarding any of my products that has to do with numbers. I do what's called in the industry comps. And based on comps, I have a successful enough product to where I could probably buy like Dow Chemicals. Wouldn't that be something? And again, anybody who wants to hear about it in person can hear about it in person. And I got to tell some LSU medical students, I got to tell some Holy Cross medical students. I got to tell everybody but the doctor who was deciding everything about me. The guy who was listening to hearsay and deciding things about my mental health without listening to a fucking word I was saying. Without even looking at me. Oh, yeah. You know, it's a good psychologist when they can just diagnose you without even looking at you. I mean, that's amazing. Guy must be psychic or something. Or he's just a quack who's pushing pharmaceuticals and making people relapse into addiction left and right. Oh, I guarantee it, man. You can't go on those pills and not want to drink again if you're a recovered alcoholic. I am a recovered alcoholic. It's been 15 years since I had more than one drink per season. Shit, it's been more than that. I drank at a Christmas party recently. I don't know how long it had been before that, but it had been a hot minute before that. And then a hot minute before that, and then a hot minute before that. It's like drinking is something that you get around to now, for me. Something that I get around to eventually. I guess I'll drink with some people that want me to drink. Because they want me to drink. Yeah, I'll drink. you know? As long as I can keep it on that level, I'm good. But when they go and give you a medication that fucks you up worse than alcohol, and that's supposed to make you better. That makes me remember what actual drinking is like. I was kind of afraid when I first got out that I was thinking about going to the bar. And I'm getting used to these meds now. I'm still not feeling fucking clear-headed. I think I'd be better off without the one that I'm taking twice a day, but I'm taking it. I'm giving it time to adjust. I'm going to give it 90 days at least. If I still feel stupid after 90 days, I'm going to ask for something else. Or ask to be deprescribed from that because, again, it was prescribed to me by a guy who wasn't even looking at me. What the hell kind of scripture do you write when you're not even looking at somebody? That's all I'm saying. And again, listening to hearsay. Asking me ridiculous questions. Because he was listening to hearsay. AC knob. X AC knob. Anyways. So, somebody tell me a story for a change. I'm good. I'm good. Anyways, it is kind of difficult to be upset when you're a zombie. But then again, it's also difficult to speak clearly. Figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to be saying on this live stream. Anyways. Tell you what, it's very interesting to me just what a money making mechanism that River Oaks Hospital is. You know, I calculated that they're making $7.4 billion a year per building, and they have at least 6 buildings. And the doctor's only there for like an hour a day in each place. Like, it's not like they have like a bunch of doctors. It's mostly nurses and nurse technicians. But they make some money there, man. And that's all you are to them. You're just money. They have to keep you. They have to prescribe you because they have to make it legit on paper so they can, oh yeah, apply for Medicaid for you without your consent and get paid in your name without your consent. That sounds like financial fraud to me. But what do I know? It's not like I've ever been asked by the FBI to investigate financial fraud before. Oh, wait. Yeah. Sure is windy out today. Hmm. Oh, but just because I've shown records on fucking video, nobody wants to believe anything I say or do because I don't have the records. I don't carry around records of everything I've done all the time. That's, silly me for not just having, oh, look, here's a record of what I did here. Here's a record of what I did here. Most people, they say they did something and you take it fucking for granted that they did it because they're just telling a story about what happened in their life. Me, I have to apologize because interesting things have happened to me in my life. I've had people tell me that they didn't believe that I was actually from fucking New Zealand. I've had people tell me that they didn't believe that I'd ever been to New Zealand. The fuck is that? It's usually short guys, by the way. No offense to short guys, but if you got short man complex, oh, fucking spare me. Sorry for being too cool for you. Sorry for not having my password list on me so I couldn't log into the right email account at the time to scroll back to 2014 when I was inducted into the Maidan News Corp. And sorry that if they sent me something, I fucking don't know where it is. Because kind of a spaz. I don't know where a lot of shit is. Doesn't mean I made it up. So, anyways, I was talking to people who were interested about interesting things while I was in there. And I said, yeah, and if you want to doubt me on this, I'll tell you one of my inventions right now. And I'd explain the invention to them. And every single one of them was amazed. And I even met some guy from Houston. He's a Marine. Who knew where Kempwood Village was. And that was cool. Nice to get respect, you know. But I did not have a mood swing while I was in there. I was not behaving in a manic fashion while I was in there. Until I figured out my lovely push up routine. I was getting the same amount of sleep that I always get, which is typically 4 hours at night. If I get it. Otherwise, 4 hours in the day. I don't have trouble falling asleep. I don't have trouble sleeping for long periods. Don't have trouble with racing thoughts. Don't have trouble with out of control thought processes. Don't have trouble with fragmented thoughts. What I do have trouble with is dumbasses being judgmental. That's kind of annoying. But did I lose my cool? No. I calmly stated to the nurse, your doctor is not taking me seriously in anything I'm saying. He's going off of my basically X off of her word for things without any of it actually being true. And I said that the reason I'm in here is so that by the time I get out, all of my money will be gone. All of the money will be gone. And don't you know the funniest thing happened? I got out. And all the fucking money was gone. Oh, some schizophrenic I am. But the thing is, I wasn't diagnosed schizophrenic. And in fact, I get the same bullshit that I always get by people who are unable to diagnose me because they had no business even trying. Psychosis. Psychosis is what they say when they're just like, oh, this fucker's crazy, but we can't really figure it out. It covers a broad range of things. It's debatable whether schizophrenia is actually included. Because I don't get paranoid. I wasn't paranoid when I was telling people that the Russians were trying to involve themselves in our political process. I wasn't paranoid when I stated facts of events that happened and said, "What would you think?" And then the obvious notion was easily conveyed by another sane person. In fact, the only mental defect I think that I suffer from, that I have been properly diagnosed with, the only accurate quote on the paper, as it were, I will gladly acknowledge because it disproves the main point that's been trash talked about me, oh, my whole life by so many people who basically felt threatened by me, basically felt like they weren't good enough to keep up with me, who really deep down didn't want me to be successful. Manic. To me, manic is just the opposite of lazy. It's the I'll sleep when I'm dead mentality. That's not something I feel compelled to do by any sort of psychosis. It's something I am by choice. I hate not accomplishing things. I'm a man. I'm supposed to get shit done. They call that manic when they're trying to make money off of giving you drugs. Oh, and guess what else? When somebody locks me up so I can't get shit done, oh, I get manic. I get anxious. I get impatient with being locked up against my will. Oh, crazy person alert. Is it just me? Because it always been me. I mean, what happened? Happened. It is what it is. And I ain't pining over shit. Except for the future of those children. I'm not even worried about myself. Okay? Because I man about shit. I need basic necessities to get by. But I'm not talking like, you know, my my emotional and financial future, whatever happens in the near term. Those kids don't deserve to be put through all this. Those kids didn't do anything to deserve this. I didn't do anything to those children that make them deserve to have to be separated from me like this. You know? I'm not sitting there saying I didn't say anything because I want to see the kids that bad. The kids need their dad. So I need a lawyer. So I spent all my money on one. What a waste. What a waste. I miss my family. I miss the kids. More than that, I'm just terrified for them. Having to go through anything like what I had to go through at that age. It's just wrong. Should have been avoided at all costs. Should still be avoided at all costs. But it is what it is. Some people just don't like to solve problems. They'd rather create more. I've always been the kind of guy that basically, even if I don't like you, you ask me for something, and I'm gonna fucking do it for you. Even if I don't like enemies, like either like you just somebody pisses me off, and you piss me off. You want to ask me something just to piss me off, and I'm still, oh yeah. I don't tell people to go fuck themselves. Even if they voted for Trump, like come on. Anyways. I'm tired of it being too much to ask to be asked nicely for something. I'm tired of the abuse. And I'm certainly tired of somebody lying about me being a danger to any child, let alone the kids that I've been spending the past 8 years protecting and looking after. Are you serious? How could you dare to write something like that? What the hell is wrong? I still, I have trouble believing that. Like it's you see it right there on the paper, but it's just like, wow, this is not even really happening, is it? It just can't be. This is too stupid. This is too destructive. I mean, all that's coming from this is fucking wasting money and fucking up the kids' lives. That's all that's coming from this. Just wasting money and fucking up the children's lives. Can anybody else see any other reason for this? Somebody doesn't want me to text them or call them. They say, stop texting or calling me. And I stop texting and calling them. Because I don't like to be called a stalker. And I don't like to, get charged with harassment and shit like that. I have never been asked to stop texting and calling. I just, just fucking. Dude shows up and I got one fucking foot in a jail cell all of a sudden. Gee, that's fair. Like, at what point does someone have to be ashamed of themselves? Isn't there like a line somewhere? Didn't like people like talk about this at some point in history? Yeah, when you're the one being shitty, you shouldn't go and fuck over the other person. Oh, what a concept. Anyways. So Joey, oh, Mr. Lou died. Harriet had a heart attack. My aunt, who loves to see the girls, is in the hospital, has had a heart attack, and is not waking up. She couldn't take this shit, just like I could barely take this shit. That's how ridiculous this is. And if you don't think this is ridiculous, you've been lied to. Anyways. God, my sinuses are all fucked up. My head's all fucked up. I want to eat, but I want to take a nap. Aspirin and Tylenol. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Oh. I haven't done any push-ups today. How about our push-ups with a headache? And 20. Not that bad. So how y'all doing? Misha, Misha, Misha. So I want to hear from my viewers who have had the most ample time to hear me cough up my lungs. No. To psychoanalyze me in so many ways. Do I seem bipolar? Now, just make sure you're not confusing bipolarity with being a sarcastic dick. Definitely guilty of being a sarcastic dick. And yeah, when somebody pisses me off, I know how to express myself. But expressing myself is a coping mechanism. You let the shit out. You don't let it get to you, you know? That's where being a sarcastic dick comes in handy. food-ish. No, but seriously, I want to hear from y'all. Whether you think I suffer from bipolarity or schizophrenia. I want to know whether you think I could just snap at any moment. Oh, I scared Misha with that one. All right. These are actually really fucking good. That's the El Monterey breakfast chimichangas. Pretty damn good, actually. With a little bit of mild Taco Bell sauce on them. Oh, I know. Wait a minute. You're schizophrenic if you believe in a religion. Yeah. Huh. Paul Manafort has a new indictment. How about that? I need more of those. Those are good. Yes. Aw, nobody thinks I'm crazy? It's kind of disappointing. You know, I was crazy once. They put me in a rubber room. Never mind. Ah, that just happened. Welch's Peach Medley, now with arsenic. Oh yeah, that was on the news. They found arsenic in all these lovely juices that I drink. It happened after I made that big rant about all the juices that I drink. Do I think someone's out to get me? No, I just stated a series of facts. If you think that means someone's out to get me, you must be paranoid or something. I'm just stating a series of facts. Russians? Oh, I've seen evidence that they're out to get me. I don't know if they've gotten bored of that yet. I can only speculate as to whether or not they might be out to get me now. But I've seen evidence they've been out to get me. Because they tell me, like, you know, we're going to get you and shit. And then they do. And it sucks. Those are things that happen. If you have trouble dealing with reality, perhaps you need medication. Because that's just reality. Reality is, I pissed a bunch of Russians off with what I did here on YouTube and what I was doing on Facebook with the Support Ukraine group. And you can go see the Support Ukraine USA group on Facebook, and you can see how many subscribers there are to it and see what they talk about. And just know that I'm the one that started that group. That's my group. Still going without me. But anyways, to all those who might be able to do so, until I let y'all know that I have a job, I'm relying entirely on this platform to continue to pay the bills around here. And you know, I hope the life drama has been at least as entertaining as I usually am informative. But let's face it, the Mueller probe was kind of stagnating and it was kind of starting to get boring. So I guess this kind of happened just in time. Anyways, I guess that's going to be all for now, though. My head really does hurt. I'm going to eat those other two things and probably try to catch a nap before I wind up throwing my sleep schedule off too much. Maybe I'll do some more push-ups and stay awake. I don't know. But boy, just boy, not feeling too great there. Just a sinus cluster headache, stuffed up and everything. But thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for helping out around here and helping me with the lawyer and staying alive until the dust fucking finally clears. And everybody pray that one of those grocery stores calls me back very soon so I can get to working. Stop nagging y'all about shit. Don't forget to click the like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed.